Welcome to Be Your Own Fan TV, a web series designed to showcase all aspects of sports business and to provide fans with personal snapshots of the industry's heavy hitters.
We're here at Major League Baseball Players Association offices in New York City, and what better way to end Season 2 of Be Your Own Fan TV? A sit-down with Executive Director Michael Weiner.
If I'm doing too much somewhere, you can cut me off.
Oh yeah, we'll cut you off.
Because
I'll get cut off too.
I'm used to that in labor relations, getting cut off all the time.
Yeah.
Well, the Major League Baseball Players Association is the union that represents all major leaguers on all the teams. It was founded in 1966. Marvin Miller was the first head, the first executive director, and since then it has represented the players in all the conditions of employment: pension, salary arbitration, health care, free agency. I became executive director about a year ago, following Don Fear, who had held that position after Marvin since the early 80s.
So when you're growing up, is this what you wanted to do? Does anybody really set out to be, I want to be the union head?
Not back then, not as my kids say when dinosaurs roamed the earth and I was a kid. I was a big baseball fan, I was a big sports fan. Yeah. I did want to go to law school, and I guess in some sense I knew that I wanted this job because I knew I wanted to work for a union. Never anticipated that the union I would work for would be the baseball players, but when that opportunity came, I jumped at it.
The part of the office we're in right now is our licensing division and our Players Trust, which is the not-for-profit of all players run through the association. Very active this time of year. We have a trust golf tournament, an annual trust meeting in the beginning part of the next year. So everybody's very active here, getting ready for the holidays, but trying to also get ready for that golf tournament, which is a fundraiser for the Players Trust. There's a lot going on here. And along the walls here you can see some more licensed products featuring players on unique club jerseys as well as all-star jerseys.
How do you measure your personal and professional success?
Look, it's humbling that the players were willing to elect me as the head of the union, given the people who've held that job. So that's the biggest compliment professionally I've ever gotten.
First day that you get appointed this position, how did you feel that first day when you walked in here as, you know, most powerful person in this league?
I don't know about the most powerful part, but I think the time where it really hit me was a year ago. We were in Arizona for our executive board meeting, and that's where the final vote took place. And on Wednesday, after the vote had taken place, I went back to my room for a couple of minutes. I think I had some press interviews to do, but then it did kind of hit me that, hey, wait a second, this is different. I'm no longer Mike Weiner, lawyer for the Players Association. I'm now executive director.
Anybody who calls the Players Association knows Rebecca. Rebecca's been here for quite a bit of time. I won't give up how long she's been here, but I've been here over 10 years and she's been here way longer than I have. So this is obviously the Players Association logo, and on this wall here we have our Players Choice logo, which anybody who buys a product that's licensed by the association will find. And then next to it is the Players Trust logo, again, the not-for-profit run out of the Players Association on behalf of all active Major League Baseball players.
What a lot of people don't know is that when a company wants to use a group of players, they negotiate with the union for a license. And so we have, you know, in our toy store back here, all kinds of products. A great example, and one that was really neat these last couple of years in apparel, and I don't know if we have an example here, is something called the Signature Series, where players actually sit down in spring training, design a t-shirt, a hat, and a uniform jersey that speaks to their personality, and the players really enjoyed doing it. The fans seem to really connect with it. It's a chance to get a little bit of that personal story about the players.
Can you just walk our fans through the process of how a CBA gets done?
I mean, it can be different in different years as we've had the experience, but generally speaking, first there is a ton of preparation that each side has to do on its own. Try to generate a consensus as to what issues we'll bring to the table. Once that preparation takes place, bargaining starts, and it takes, you know, in a relatively smooth negotiation, months. We always have players that are at every one of our bargaining meetings, active players on our negotiating committee. and then you just kind of hammer it out issue by issue. It's a fascinating process and a really challenging process to try to put all those pieces of the puzzle together, but that's essentially the way it works. And then once agreement is reached, then the lawyers really have to go to work.
It'd be great to just touch upon some of the things that we were talking about earlier, which is the players' trust and a lot of the licensing aspect of the Players Association.
Well, the players' trust is something that everybody here is really proud of, and the players take great pride in as well. And players get directly involved in giving back. Players, for as long as I've been involved with them, have always understood how fortunate they are to be able to play a game they love and to make this kind of living doing it. And they've always wanted to give back to the community. The trust allows them to do it collectively.
Some fans may not know the Players Association created the World Baseball Classic in partnership with the Commissioner's Office, the club owners. And these are some of the jerseys from the very first World Baseball Classic. And it's an effort of the players to really expand the game globally, which the players really want to get more involved with.
Another question that we got asked from the fans was about instant replay and your thoughts on that.
Look, replay is something the owners have to bargain with the players, the best part about this job is working with the players. And what's clear when it comes to something like replay is the players view themselves as custodians of the game. So when we have a debate about something like replay, it's exactly what fans would want. You know, it's players not as members of the Red Sox or the Mets or the Yankees or the Cubs or the Dodgers, but what's best for the game. We had a great discussion about replay at our recent player meetings, executive board meetings in Florida. Some guys would want to get rid of it completely. Others think if it can be done in a more efficient fashion than currently is, maybe it should be expanded a little bit. I wouldn't say that there's a consensus, you know, one way or the other. It's the kind of thing we're going to have to discuss at the bargaining table. But fans should know when it comes to issues like this, if you could be in the room listening to the players debate this kind of stuff, you'd really be pleased, because they kind of do it the way that fans would do it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, you can suggest future guests and check for series updates by following Be Your Own Fan TV on Twitter.